You're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq. Welcome to my daily review. My disclaimer is don't do as I say, do as you want to do. If I told you to jump off a bridge, you probably wouldn't do it, although some of you might. Anyway, we're big boys and girls, and these videos are made for adults only. So that's my disclaimer. Anyway, the Nasdaq is the leading index, the leading major index, and you can see that it had another advance today. It traded down, after 5 weeks. You look at the weekly chart starting in 2023. The Nasdaq had 5 consecutive up weeks. It pulled back last week, had an inside week, and now today 12,071 was the high, so it's just a little bit below last week's high. Anyway, the Nasdaq, you don't need to know if it's a new bull market or a new uptrend or if it's a short covering rally. We just, trade what's in front of us every day. Today was a good day for the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq has been the leading index in 2023, and the market internals will bear that out. I do want to take a look at the IWM because that was the leading index today, and this is more riskier type of index because of the smaller cap. And this is probably where most of the stocks I trade are in, this one or the MDY. You can see it pulled back on general market weakness to the 21, found support, and is now trading higher. I did mention the MDY. If I could type it in, that would be fantastic. You could see on general market weakness, traded back to its 21, and now it's responded here, and it's been up 4 consecutive days. So the MDY, a lot of the stocks that we trade are in this one, smaller cap stocks. Anyway, let's move on. I want to take a look at some stocks because I trade stocks. I do not trade indexes, and I'm going to go to the oil stocks. And this is just classic stock pickers market that we have right now. In 2022, you could buy any oil stock and it's going to go higher, but that's not the case this year. There's just a few areas that are doing well. The rest of them looks like they're ready to roll over, just kind of go sideways for a little bit. This is a pipeline stock, Scorpio Tankers. You can see it's in this channel here, and it's broke out of this channel that's been up, 8-10 days in a row. So Scorpio Tankers making a new high today and looking good. Another pipeline stock, TK Tankers. This one has got this more rounded cup-shaped base, but it's making new highs as well. That one looks good. Weatherford, this is on our listed MC stock charts. You can see it had a nice bounce off of earnings, and now it's just kind of flattening out, and that one looks good too. Tidewater, another one that we like at MC stock charts, and you can see why, just trending higher. We love those trends. But I said it's a stock picker's market. You cannot just pick any oil stock, and Devon was the king, last year, big dividends. You could see the tremendous triple-digit growth, and that's kind of when the stock topped. It didn't get past 79.40 here, and now the fundamentals start cratering a little bit, and the stock is already cratered. You can see today it had a real bad day after earnings, down nearly 11%. But if you take a look at a weekly chart, you can see, the COVID low, it's like $4 and it ran up to 80. So that's a nice run. You can see the stage 1, the stage 2 advance, and the stage 3. And now I believe it's going to be a stage 4 decline. I'm not saying it's going to go back to 4, but, I wouldn't be surprised it went down to 45 or $50 and just traded sideways. What I'm saying is not going to be a leader. CPE, the same thing. We were in this one in, I want to say, late 21. You could see the stage 1, the stage 2, and then the stage 3, and now the decline. Yeah, I believe we got into it back in here early 21 and then got out of it. I don't know. Sometime last summer, I was out of oil stocks. Doesn't matter. I just think that it's a stock picker's market. You cannot buy any oil stock. You got to be really selective. And that includes the semis too. The semis are strong. Many are doing well. This is Allegro. You can see it broke out of a base and just ripping higher, making new highs every day. Love that one. ACLS, same thing. Broke out, pulled back, broke out again, and this time it's not returning to give you a chance to get in. You just, people that I know just kind of closed their eyes and bought that thing because it just took off on them. Mobley, another one, spinoff from Intel, MobileEye, and made a new high today. Just if you looked at my IPO video that I showed, then you kind of know what's going on here with this stock and how to categorize this one. There's another one is AEHR. This one is a really small 974 million market cap stock. But anyway, it broke out, did the old, the old cut, break your ankle, then cut back, the Debo Samuel move. Recently, they did a secondary, came back below the 21, and now is ripped right back through it. So this one has incredible strength and one that I like. But like I say, you cannot just buy any semiconductor stock. Here's Intel. This one is in the outhouse, just going nowhere. Wolf Speed, I believe this is former Cree. And this one is on a downtrend. You can see the downtrending 50 and the 200. So those are in the outhouse. You got to be selective, even if the semiconductor space is really strong. Same with the retail. You got to pick your spots here. This is CROX, broke out of a base here, and then just ripped higher. Last week, pulled back to its 50 for the first time since the breakout. Turned out to be a good move to get in there about 111, I believe it came down to 110. Yeah, and now they report earnings tomorrow morning. So good luck to all you CROX longs. ELF, people keep teasing me about this stock because it does have nearly a $4 billion valuation and what, 500 million in sales. But you know what? We just trade what we see in front of us. And I want to go to turn on this annotation here. Breakout on earnings, breakout on earnings, breakout on earnings. This is a serial breakout artist. So I like the trend. I'm going to stay with it until it bends at the end. Wing is another one that I really like. This is on our watch list here, and you can see why. This pattern here, and now it's sprung from the 21. Looks real strong. I believe that will be off our watch list now. That thing took off, and it's a little bit extended. I think we could do better. Solar stocks. Let's go to the solar stocks. First Solar is one of our top stocks here, and you can see, I posted here undercut and rally here with First Solar, but it came back down to the 50 again and got support here. Solar has been kind of weak lately, but First Solar is hanging in there. Solar Edge had a report last week, had kind of a strange response, but now this week it's really responding, up more than 9% today. Traded below that 300 level, and that was an opportunity, and now it's at 344. So good for Solar Edge. ARRY, I don't know why I keep putting this one in here. I don't know. Somebody tell me. A lot of people like it. I mean, from the lows, it's up, 100 and something percent, but from the highs, it's down 50%. So it's just kind of, it's a frustrating stock. You could see this base, and I could see why a lot of people like this. Undercut and rallied, and then came back down again. This is super frustrating for a trend trader like me. But anyway, I'm out of solar. Let's go to the biotech, the outhouse or the penthouse. This one is in the penthouse. TGTX, this one broke out a couple of times, but you could see how this one's been moving. I think it was a drug approval here at the end of December. Multiple sclerosis drug up 23% on 650% above average daily volume. Then it's off to the races. It's been nearly a two-bagger since then. That one looks good. Revance, the anti-wrinkle cream. Keep monitoring this one. Yeah, had a big gap up, and now supported at the 21. So that one looks good. I'm going to go to Biohaven. This was bought out by Pfizer, and they spun it off immediately. And this one just took off. Never came back to its IPO price, and has just got support here at the 50. And this one looks fantastic. VKTX is another one. I'm just kind of showing you the biotechs have been kind of struggling recently, not doing that great, just going sideways. But here's another one that's gapped up and holding its gains. You could look at the XBI, could do that. It's doing nothing wrong. Formed this bottoming type of pattern here, and now it's pulled back to the 50. So I would expect this to get some support and trade higher in the coming days and weeks. All right, I'm going to go to the just some random. These are not random at all. These are stocks that cannot be ignored. If you ever saw Fatal Attraction, then you know Glenn Close and Michael Douglas put together a tremendous film. She was a stalker, and these stocks are not to be ignored. This is Airbnb up 13% today on 472% above average daily volume, and will definitely be on our PEG list. Power earnings gap. Roblox, not really a fan of this thing, but you can't ignore the 26% move with the volume there. In mode, this one 2 days in a row here. I don't know if this is short covering or what, because it was up 10% on strong volume yesterday and made another 10% move with even 203% above average daily volume today. So in mode looks good. Some stocks that have had recent breakouts. This is XM and broke out 32%. That kind of move cannot be ignored, and it's just forming a little shelf now. That one looks good. New Relic, I believe it was last week. Yes. And this thing gapped higher. What? I got to make a new video here because these are all new. 11%, almost 12%. No, 18%. What are you talking about, you dummy? 18% move with 625% above average daily volume. So you just do not ignore that type of move. It looks like a start of a new trend to me. ATKR, ATKR, these are all, like different businesses. Different industry groups that are just showing strength here. This one was up 14% with strong volume, now just forming this little shelf and doing nothing wrong. There are no sell signs there. United Rentals, love this stock. Gapped higher here, gapped again. What can you say? I mean, you just look at the weekly chart. It looks like it was in this little channel here and consolidated for more than a year. Tight trading in here, then just ripped higher. Love this stock. Continues, it was up 14 bucks today. That thing, just a beast. CROX, I mentioned that reports tomorrow. They had a 14% gap on November 3rd, coinciding with earnings. Tomorrow's earnings again. Will history repeat? We'll see. AXON, I know a lot of people were bagging on me for this. It gapped higher at 14%. On November 9th of 2022, it formed this base. And, and the high that day was what, 177? It's now at 199. So, even if it did have this glitch here, it's still 22 bucks higher than the high of this gap. So that's why, we pay attention to these gaps, these power earnings gaps. Yeah, it formed a base here and they have earnings at the end of the month. So we'll see what AXON does, but this is not to be ignored. ELF, this one is a serial gapper as well. Yeah, just gap after gap after gap. Showed that one. Cisco, I want to show this because after the bell, they reported tonight, and this is like 1999, right? Cisco up 4%, strong earnings. I like it. There's a couple other stocks up after hours too. ROKU, I noticed, was 10% move, nice, and TWLO 12%, so good. Maybe the software, we get another boost tomorrow. There is one though in the outhouse here, and this is CRDO, recent IPO, and I'm sorry for the longs who are in this one. Down 46% on massive volume. People just wanted out of this thing. Not a lot of fun sponsorship, and these, what can you say? I'm sorry if you were in this thing. There's no redemption here for me. My history with these, I just, get out and just take the loss and see you later, but you can do what you want. Obviously, I'm not recommending you to buy, sell, or hold CRDO or any other equity. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow, and we never give up.